Okay, well, hello everybody, and welcome back to episode 25 of 24? 25? One of those. Of Attempt 33 of Vintage Story Wilderness Survival Permadeath. In the previous episode, we visited the village of Nadia, we visited the Lazaret, we completed the Resonance Archives, we also visited some crazy kook living in the mountains with mystical powers. I don't remember his name. But in this episode, we're going to be trying to redeem ourselves for the prior failure several attempts ago at the Devastation area. Hopefully, I can get it done, but I don't even know if I can beat the boss with melee. I haven't made a bow. Mind you, there are survival traders around. I could try to buy a longbow, but we'll see what happens. Did I prepare chat? I'd imagine I probably did. Give me a second here. Episode 26. Further than we thought, I guess. And let's test this out. Yeah, we're good. Okay. So we're gonna have to get ready for a rather long foray across the ocean to a very dangerous place, and I don't know if we can actually beat that boss with melee. Don't look if you don't want spoilers, though I'd imagine why would you be watching if you didn't? Okay, well, we're gonna have to prepare. Is this a survival trader right here? No, luxuries. Where is a survival trader? Commodities, clothing, clothing. Survival goods down there. I never made a bow. Never made one. But I might be able to defeat him with melee just the same. So let's grab... I guess we have 15 slices of pie. I'm gonna grab a stack of honey. I'm gonna grab my longest lasting meat stews. 20 and 18 days. I'll even grab a third. Yeah, we'll grab all those. Could use some dairy? Maybe. Not necessarily. We're full on dairy nutrition. I can cover vegetable, grain, protein, fruit. So we should be fine. I suppose let's just start setting sail. Maybe I should make a few more bandages though before we head out. Okay, there we go. We are stocked up. Maybe I should make a glider. Rusty gears, leather. I need the schematic itself, which I believe I left upstairs. Yeah, right here. Let's make a glider, because that sort of thing can save your life in Devastation, I think. So I need leather. Rusty gears. Presumably, yeah, I need plain cloth. I remember that. Let's grab those. Get some sticks. I'll need 6 more sticks, but then we're good. Oh yeah. I almost forgot. Yeah, longtime community member Lee Murta passed away last year, and none of us had any idea. We only just found out yesterday that he had passed on, so, you know, in memory of, we're gonna keep him here pretty much for the rest of the channel's history, however long it lasts. Okay. I need 1 more stick in order to make this glider. We need to equip it on a backpack slot, but that's all right. We have a glider. There we go. Not really sure how to use it necessarily. Maybe I can learn how it's used before we're in a life and death situation, you know? Yeah, how do I activate this thing? Controls. Nothing there. Hit the jump key while falling. Okay, that's not so bad. It works. I don't know how it's gonna help against fall damage, though. Anyway, it's time for us to get going. Let's deposit the sticks on the glider schematic and then set sail. I made extra bandages. I grabbed a whole bunch of food. Long-lasting food. We won't have to worry about spoil timers while we're gone. Okay. So, Devastation is this way. We need to get all the way over there. I'll try sailing the northern route this time. Hey, oh snap, it goes well, buddy. It goes okay. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, me and Zuzi will put out some feelers too, and we'll see if we can get a nibble. Kingdom Come Deliverance too, eh? Right on, Rain Check. I never liked Kingdom Come Deliverance, but that's, you know, I just never liked the type of game. Nothing against that specific game. It's just like it's sort of like a Skyrim type of game, right? I never really enjoyed those. Well, I enjoyed Skyrim earlier when I was, you know, younger, but then when I played other survival games, it just, I don't know. Yeah, those open world RPGs just sort of fell off in my interest list, you know? We have our steel armor. I have iron spears, but I don't actually have a bow, so I don't know how the logistics of this fight against the boss are gonna go. Hello, Zelfer. Hello, how are you today? God, Devastation is so far, dude. We're gonna be sailing there for a while. It'll be fun when we get there, though. My first time at Devastation was immensely frustrating, but now I know what to expect. So it won't be so bad. I'm okay, buddy. I'm okay. Thank you. I'm actually on day 1 of an attempted 7-day fast. So we'll see how that goes. Master cleanse, something like that. Yeah, trying to deep clean my body. Usually it's, you know, my will fails, but we'll see how I do this time. I might not be able to get through here. No, I'm gonna have to go around this island. But now I'm just worried it's gonna be like that other island that spanned on for centuries. Maybe not. The human body can go longer than 2 weeks without food. Depending on the body, person could go up to a month. Maybe even a little longer. Shit, it looks like we do have a gargantuan landmass here. I might be tempted to bite the bullet and just go south, so that we avoid what happened yesterday, but I'm hoping there's going to be a left-handed turn that might get me over there sooner than later. Either way, we still have to travel north quite a bit in order to get where we're going, so... We have a temporal storm approaching. Yeah, I heard 3 months was like the limit for food. Right? Provided they have access to water, apparently it's 8 weeks. Yeah, the 3-3-3 rule. 3 minutes without air, 3 days. Oh, yeah, 3 days without water, 3 weeks without food. Okay, well, yeah, the average seems to be like, what did it say? It said like 3 to 8 weeks. It probably depends on body mass, but yeah, the average is like 5 weeks. Yeah, once your body burns through all the fat, that's when it starts consuming the muscle mass. That's why it's so important when you do OMAD that you eat a lot of protein. If you're already very lean and you have very little body fat, then your body will start consuming its muscle mass. Okay, I'm happy to say we are on course again, but we're still very far. I could literally just leave this sailing for a while. Yeah, but you actually need to eat. It's not just calories though. You need protein in order to synthesize muscle repair and growth. God, that's gross, rain check. Jesus. If you were being starved by somebody, then you should have stole food from a grocery store, got caught, and then ratted out whoever was starving you. I mean, you're still, you're still young, so I'd imagine if you were getting starved, like, yeah, you would have had guardians who were accountable to you, and then they would have gotten in huge shit. Probably would have gotten placed in the foster care system after that. Everyone was starving? Where were you? Okay, rain check. Yeah, I don't know enough about your situation to come to any conclusions. We can't get through here. Bro, what is up with my viewership? Are you guys watching the live viewer count number? Is my mic too loud or something? Like people, like we had 7 people and then 4 and then 7 again and now 2. Like what the fuck? Oh my god. Flake viewers, bro. That's exactly the kind of shit that kills a channel. The people who come in and then they just bounce, you know? Hate it. Okay. Can I even get through here, or is this just another massive landmass that I'm gonna have to get around? We've had the biggest islands generate in this playthrough. Down here was probably the worst one that I've seen. It would have been right here. Yeah, this massive landmass. Look at this. All connected. All the way up here. I literally had to dig myself a passage through over there. Anyway, it looks like I might be able to get through this zone. I might. Hopefully. Hello, ML. Hello, buddy. How are you doing? I got your message about the challenge that you thought I could do. God, Devastation is so far. I don't know if we're gonna be able to beat the dragon. I really have no idea. I'm still surprised that YouTube removed the clips feature. It blows my mind. They're trying to kill, I think, live streaming in general. I couldn't tell you why. But every change they make right now seems to be in favor of videos and at the expense of live streams. Maybe they're trying to phase it out. Maybe the powers that be don't like live streaming as an entertainment medium because it's harder to censor a live stream that's happening in real time, right? The exchange of ideas is more free flowing. Everybody lurking, do me a favor and like the stream, otherwise YouTube isn't going to count you as an actual viewer. I'm starting to get the itch to play Grounded 2 again soon. We never got too far in that with Permadeath. We got decently far. Decently far. I remember we did a couple of those tower defense segments and came out on top, but I want to get further than we have before. I want to explore the whole backyard, right? Grounded 1, I had it down to an exact science on WoW Permadeath, and I'm hoping I can achieve the same level of proficiency in Grounded 2 also. Oh yeah, right, we have that temporal storm coming. I wonder if I could sail through that or if it would be too dangerous. God, I have no idea. Do I take the risk of trying to sail through the storm, or do I just hole up on land and wait it out? It's probably a way better idea to wait it out, right? Anything could go wrong while we're sailing. Because I'm pretty sure if a Bowtorn shoots my boat, he can actually take me out of it. We're gonna have to go south in order to get around this landmass. That depends on the tub, rain check. I'd imagine trying to sleep in a clawfoot tub would be better than trying to sleep in one of those shallow modern ones, right? I have a really hard time sleeping if I'm sleeping in polyester bedding. For some reason, polyester bedding, if it's not cotton, I sweat way more. And then I get like the cold sweats, right? Where it's like when you're under the blanket, you feel like you're too hot. And then when you go out of the blanket, because you're sweaty, you feel too cold. And unfortunately, the Czech Republic does not sell any bedding that isn't polyester. So like, like it's all we can get. You know, unless we import it from another fucking country, but then you're paying, like, I'm not that rich, right? One of the cornerstones of the Czech Republic, unfortunately, is like, it's kind of like budding in North American consumerism. So it's like the cheapest goods imaginable, right? Like in Czech Republic, you tend to pay premium prices for cheap products. It's got that capitalism thing going on. It used to be a socialist country. I don't know what would have been better. I wonder if you could get cotton blankets when it was a socialist country. One thing that's funny, Susanna's dad he remembers socialism fondly, which I've often been, you know, I tease Susie for it sometimes. Like I'll start singing that Russia song, you know, but I don't know. He said there were a lot of things good about it. You didn't have to stand there in an aisle trying to decide between 20 different products. There was just one state approved product, right? One size fits all type shit. Less choice paralysis in the grocery store or buying bedding, for example. All right, I'm taking a pit stop right here so we can wait out that temporal storm. I need the bed, which is right here. I have food. Okay, get up. Oh, it's coming. Okay, right here. That. This. Okay. Well, there we go. Pretty much ready. I think that'll work. Just in case, though, I might throw on my steel armor. Yeah, just sit here in my steel armor in case something spawns in, right? Let's eat. Socialism is tempting, I think, because, like, how many times have you guys tried to buy a headset or a microphone, right? Or any type of product, really, and you got a lemon because it was some unregulated Chinese brand that's mass-produced for cheap and has no quality control, right? However, one of the likely circumstances with socialism is that that's all that's available. Like, that is the state-approved product, is the shitty lemon. It'd be great if there was like a technologically supplemented socialism where it's like you only were able to get quality goods and people were prosecuted for trying to peddle cheap knockoffs, right? Well, Discord's got a lot of... You know what? Honestly, we could check those Discord settings if you want. Discord's got a lot of strange settings that you have to change in order to make your mic work. I had to change a bunch in order to get my mic working with it, like my headset. So this right here, these right here, the voice isolation and the custom, if you have either of those enabled, they can fuck with your mic big time. They can add like feedback loops and kind of ruin the sound of it, right? And there's other settings too that you have to watch out for. Yeah, I had to turn this to studio in order to like remove certain feedback noise. And this attenuation strength, you want to turn that down too, all the way to 0. Yeah. You use dollar store headphones and they work? Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah, that's the chaotic aspect to it, right? I hate it. I hate the chaotic aspect to capitalism. Like, the amount of people who wanted to be content creators who couldn't do it because their graphics card was shit, because their headset was shit. Like, they kept on trying to order and return things on Amazon, never getting anywhere because they kept ordering lemons from China, right? Like, it's so annoying, man. I hate it. I hate it. Even my mic has problems. This Fi-Fine microphone, it is a Chinese Temu piece of shit microphone. The reason I can tell is because when I speak into it, there's actually a static feedback noise in the background, and I can't get rid of it. The only thing I was able to do is reduce the hold and release time of my noise gate so that it's less noticeable. But if you guys have really good mic headsets and you have really good audio, you can hear the static hissing at the end of every sentence I say before the noise gate closes. What's a tism? I guess you mean autism, huh? Have I tried NVIDIA Broadcast? I downloaded it in the very beginning of my content creation career. Oh god, they're leaning into the AI now, eh? I tried it before when I was first starting out, but I didn't stick with it. So I would have to learn the software if I wanted to try it now. I think that when I first started, I tried to do that thing where it's like your webcam, it like removes everything except for you. Like I think Brian Menard uses that. I don't know if he uses a green screen or not, but he might be using NVIDIA Broadcast to cut himself out and separate the background behind him so that you only see him and you don't see the frame around him, right? What's ASPD? Man, you got a lot of diagnosable problems. You ever consider taking a cold shower, rain check? Everybody's got like 100 isms these days. Oh. I saw this one bitch on TikTok trying to argue she had time blindness. Like what, you never heard of a watch? You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking pain Olympics these days, and I hate it. I hate the snowflake culture of comparing your diseases to other diseases. Like, whatever happened to good old-fashioned manhood? Never admitting that you have a problem and always living in denial of what people say is wrong with you. Cold showers make it smaller. So you're saying cold showers help? That's my man. That's my man, rain check. That's what I like to hear, buddy. And oh snap, pretty much the same here. Yeah, pretty much the same here. I haven't been to the doctor for a checkup in like a decade. Yeah, I went once when I had to have an abscess on my ass drained, but I also haven't gotten abscesses since I started doing keto and fasting like 5 years ago. So I view hospitals as just they're peddlers of drugs. They're just trying to sell you drugs, right? If they wanted to help you, they would diagnose you with elimination diets and fasting and cold showers and stuff like that, but they don't. They diagnose you all these different pills, right? They just want to sell you pills. That's all. It's a big business. That's it. And you can't cure, like, you can't profit by selling people good habits, right? Like good lifestyle choices. It's all a scam. All a scam. I'm worse than an anti-vaxxer. I'm an anti-medical. Like, I literally believe the entire medical establishment is just a corrupt industry. And I believe that they sell medications which intentionally treat problem A while causing the onset of problem B so they can sell you medication C. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't trust any of it. And I think that there's a secret handshake deal between pharmaceutical companies and food companies. Processed food gets people in the door, and then medications keep them in the revolving door of the pharmaceutical industry. You broke your 4th metacarpal. God damn. I don't know what a metacarpal is. Although, I know what carpal tunnel is. So maybe metacarpal is just like a bone in your hand, eh? This heavy temporal storm should be over soon enough. The bone between your wrist and your knuckles. Okay, so that's like your palm bone. It's honestly crazy how far you have to travel to get to these quest locations. Holy shit, dude. Yeah, our base is right here. We've already gone all the way over here. And we had to do it in a roundabout way too, because there's like the land masses. This storm will be over soon. It usually ends when I'm around 20% stability. I smell campfire. Somebody's burning wood out there. I like it. Okay, the temporal storm is finally waning. We can get the fuck out of here and continue toward Devastation. I have no ranged weapons beside my iron spears. Like, they're all I brought. I'm in the Steel Age and I have a flint fucking shovel. Kind of forgot about that. Okay. I'll have to get out of here shortly. I'm gonna wait till these guys despawn though. I don't really want to tangle with any... I'm on a very tiny island, so I couldn't really maneuver much. Dude, what am I worried about? I'm decked out in steel armor. Let's just go out there. Fuck yeah. Get wrecked. Rip bozo. All right. It's time for us to continue on toward Devastation. Yeah, I know. My viewer count is always fluctuating. And I don't know if it's because my audio quality, I don't know if it's because of YouTube bullshit, like it's complete chaos. There's a massive landmass there. I don't really know the best way to get around it. This way it looks like, to the right. Trying a perpetual stew thing for a few months. I don't know what you mean by a perpetual stew thing. Do you mean like, okay, are you talking about like, you know a sourdough starter, how you feed it and you repeatedly make bread out of it? Are you talking about like, I make a stew and then I keep adding ingredients to that stew and I never let it run out and I never clean the pot for months? Because that sounds a little unhinged. I'd be worried about bacteria later on. Like, you know, you just got like this one piece of bell pepper in the stew that just never got eaten, and it's just sitting in there rotting in the stew while you're adding more shit to it like a fucking insane person. Like, what? Yeah, no, I think that's a very sus thing to do. I don't think I'll ever do that. Probably not a good idea. All right, I'm finally one map screen away from Devastation. Like, we're still far, but we're not this fucking far. You know what I mean? Like, we're well over halfway. We're like 3/4 of the way there, probably. I mean, I suppose if you keep on bringing it to a boil every day, then bacteria couldn't survive in it. It feels sus to me. It feels really sus. I'm not one of those over-boiled people who's like, you know, I understand that an immune system needs bacteria to be healthy. So I don't shy away from bacterial exposure, but it feels weird, you know? Any new arrivals that we have, I would ask that you like the stream, please. Otherwise, YouTube isn't going to count you as a viewer, and that view counter is going to go right back down to 10 in a second. Okay. Well, we got some updates for various games here. The Bloodline has a new elemental update that I have not downloaded. Elden Ring, I don't really care about. I got bored of that. Grounded 2, though. Buggy racing. No Man's Sky, The Swarm. V Rising is just stupid and unbalanced. It's not in the early game. In the early game, it's kind of like, it's the perfect game in the early game, but once you get to like the Sommelier, it just starts getting ridiculous, you know? There's like these YouTubers where they'll do challenge videos where they're like beating this boss 10 levels lower without getting hit. Nobody's made any videos like that for the Sommelier, because it's just ridiculously hard to even get through that boss. It's absurdly overpowered on brutal difficulty. I tried to get really far and I got very good at V Rising, but eventually it just stops being a fair experience and it becomes completely broken. Called it. Down to 11 viewers, back up to 14. Schedule 1, special customers winning, that was fraudulent. Nobody voted special customers instead of a police expansion or delivery drivers. Like, nobody. 100% they did not. That was not a legitimate vote. It's not the first time Tyler's done that either. There was another one where it was, I think it was like police expansion, delivery drivers, or mushrooms, right? And mushrooms won? No way. No way. Anybody smart votes for more mechanic diversity, right? Yeah, you could like feasibly argue that the vast majority of people aren't smart, but I don't think that there's integrity to the voting system. I think it's just a placeholder so that the community of Schedule 1 feels involved with the voting process, but is not actually involved. You know what I mean? Will it be cool to have customers that come into town? Sure, maybe, but not as cool as like expanded mechanics would have been, right? Regarding police and stuff. We need food. So I'm gonna take these crock pots of meat stew and the bowl, as well as some honey, extra bandages, and we'll get as far as we can with these rations right here. Maybe I'll even take one more crock of meat stew, the 19-day one. I don't really need the bed, so I'm gonna leave the bed behind. And the backpack. Don't need the bucket either. All right, let's go. Mark the raft. All right, we're coming up on Devastation now. And we're looking for a very specific structure. Oh yeah, music just got real quiet. Nice and creepy. Let's armor up. We are not going to be safe here in the least. And I'll start eating that meat stew any second. Corrupt shiver. Heal up. I'm unfortunately gonna have to do this to make sure I don't use 2 bandages at once. Otherwise, we're just gonna be needlessly wasting our bandages. Yeah, that glitch is still there where you use 2 bandages instead of 1. Ironically enough, a glitch that's also in 7 days to die. What are we looking for, huh? We're looking for a large tower, I know that. Problem is, I'm so damn slow. Strutting around in my steel armor. But if I take off the steel armor, that could be dangerous business, buddy. I'm gonna put that in the better safe than sorry column. Hopefully we're nearing our destination. There's our destination right now. I can now do a time switch apparently by pressing Y. So, how are we getting in here? We're gonna have to switch time every now and then in order to slowly work our way in here and around the structure. We will occasionally come to dead ends. Okay, that door is locked, so first dead end. There we go. Nothing in here. Got through that. I don't really need to have my steel armor on right now, so I'm going to take it off, and we'll get less hungry over time. Now, this area, I need to parkour. Up here. There. I can't open that. What's really weird is there's no floor here, but you can walk around it. Oh, here we go. One of these aqueducts is probably open in the present. Or up here. Yep. Right? Maybe not. This may not be the route that I'm supposed to take. I really have... Oh, there we go. Yeah. Fair enough. Head down here. Through there. There is a staircase right here, but what does it lead to? Big open room. But I do not see an alternate path here, so let's backtrack a little. Wait. Up there. Right? Yeah, this place is really hard to figure out your first time through. Really hard, actually. I fumbled around with this shit for like an hour and a half when I was trying to figure it out. Eventually, you know, you look it up, you find out the parts that are giving you trouble, and you just, you know, you get it. It clicks. I can't pull that elevator control until I get higher. All right. All right, I'm gonna have to plan my route ahead in order to figure this out. I can't get through that. Right here. All right. We got this far. Now we need to find, we need to get higher and higher and try to increase our elevation through whatever means necessary. But now we're gonna start getting attacked by this fucking giant mad crow dragon. So I have to wear the steel armor and keep on moving. It's kind of like a mechanical clockwork dragon that specializes in pissing you the fuck off for an hour. See, now I'm on ground level again, and the expectation, I'm not going to fulfill the expectation. The expectation is that you are going to go back through everything you just did to get back up here. I'm not going to do that. Basically, every time I fall down, I'm just going to fly up to the previous level I was at. Nobody does this fairly. Like, come on, dude. Okay, so let's hop up here. Yeah, this entire part is the biggest point of contention for the entire community of the game. Nobody likes it, everybody hates it, and the devs have dug in their heels that it belongs, so we're gonna handle it gracefully. Now, what's my way up? I gotta find a way to ascend higher. It might have to do with that. Maybe. It's hard to say. If this looks like it's a little bit annoying, that is because it is. You can unlock this elevator access, which does help. Can I get up here? Yeah, okay, we made it to the next floor. Elevator. Now I need to find a way to jump up that. Oh, wait. Okay, I got up. Call up the elevator. What's my method of getting up from here? I don't really even see a path right here. But there must be something. You don't think it's something to do with that over there? That looks pretty fucking sus if you ask me. Nope. It is possible that this is not the intended way of getting up. Well, I tried that. There might be one more solution, but this is gonna be reckless as shit. I hate this, actually. Yeah, see, I ended up basically falling all the way down. I'm gonna fly back up. Oh, hi. I know which floor we left off on. It was higher than this one. Higher than this one. We left off right here. All right. Where do I go? I need to figure out a route. I mean, it's possible that this area is not the intended route. Like, I might need to take a back way, but I really have no idea. I definitely... Can I even make that jump? Like... No, it doesn't let you. Yeah, see, when I was in the air, it wouldn't actually allow me to change time zones while I was in the middle of the jump. Where's the building? See, now I can't even find the building. For some reason, it is so fucking dark here. It is a very immersion-breaking part of the game, right? The entire game, you can nerd pole, you can climb structures, but in this one part, it's like, no, you can't, right? Where is the building? Like, I can't even see it. Here it is. I might try to seek out that elevator, but I don't know where the very bottom of the elevator is. So for now, we're just gonna fly up. And I'll take the elevator down. One thing I haven't tried to do is take the elevator down. So we'll take it down. What, can I not even take it? Like, this must be the lowest level. Weird. No, it definitely isn't the lowest level. Yeah, it doesn't even let you control the elevator. That's the weird part. Why can't I control the elevator? Can't use elevator. Devastation. Yeah, I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. There's tons of posts about this part. The devs are gonna have to change it just for the future of the game, like for the sake of having a future. You know what I mean? Otherwise, modders are just gonna mod it out. And they should. Where do I go from here again? Oh, fuck it, actually. I already found the way up. I'm just gonna fly up. Yeah, I don't want to give it the time of day. We already got to this level somehow. I'm not going to figure out how again. Now, from here, survival mode set. I don't really see a way that I can reliably get up from here. So what I might have to do is go down there and find a different way up. Because I'm really not seeing a method of pulling this off. Okay, I made the jump. You have to choose like the right place, because if I jump from here, then there's technically a block there, so I can't make the jump. At least we figured that. You see that? And then you just plummet. Like, that's ridiculous. GMC. Fly back up to the patio. The worst part, I'm going to show you guys the worst part, is that the geography of the area actually changes when you time switch. So the patio's over there, right? When I time switch to the present, it's closer, right? So like for some reason that we don't quite know, it moves things back and forth. Yeah, I have very little respect for this part of the game. The rest of the game is fine. I like all of it up until this point. In fact, that's the sentiment that most players of Vintage Story share. But this part it's a low point in the developer's decision making for sure. That can't be denied. It's too unanimously agreed upon to be denied. You know what I mean? All right. You know what? I already made the jump. I'm not gonna fucking bend over backwards trying to make it again. Let's get over to that place. This isn't where we're supposed to be. This is right over here. Yeah, I don't like ceding ground to this platforming segment. I don't like falling down and having to find my way back up again, so I usually just I fly back up to where I left off, and then I try to continue from that point. Okay, crouch through here. Ouch. I need to jump over that. And then jump there, here, jump. Okay, we're on a new floor. Holy shit. I'm gonna have to turn the music down a little bit. Anyway, now we need to find more ways up higher. Up there. Yeah, for the entire game, you're basically like allowed to nerd pole, and then this one part of the game kind of curveballs you. So how am I gonna do this exactly? Jump up here. Can I just jump over there? Not without risking plummeting. No, it's the hitbox. Okay, but if I go over here, okay, and then, well, that didn't work. It's kind of angled over there. Okay, I made that. Can't make that though. I need to somehow manage to land on this, and I don't know how. It must have something to do with this step up right here. There is that. But that would be the hardest thing ever to figure out. If I can get on top of that, then we're fine. I just don't know how to get on top of that. Maybe if I jump over there. Right, like jump over here. Kind of. I think I might be able to get on top of that, but I'm really not that sure. Yeah, I got up there, at least. So, can I climb up here now? Yeah. All right, we made it up here. Now let's call the elevator up. It sucks to go through everything that you went through earlier in the game and then get here, right? And then, you know, it kind of invalidates everything else that you went through once you get to Devastation. It's a really shittily designed area. Technically, I can make that jump, but I don't even know if I have to. I have to kill that thing. If it's stuck, maybe I could cheese it and kill it. It depends on whether or not it's actually stuck. Anyway, I'm gonna have to try to make this jump, which I don't look forward to. There we go. You have to, it's weird because the button to switch time zones is Y, so you have to hold Shift W, press spacebar, and press Y, right? It's really convoluted. We made it to this next level here. Can I fuck him up from here? Like, is he gonna derp and give it to me? Doesn't look like it, but oh my god. Okay, so when you hit him, he moves. So you can't just fucking cheese him in place. Anyway, knowing that, I'm flying back up here. I'm not ceding ground to that. Okay, GMS. Survival mode set. I remember this part being pretty annoying, but we only have like one more floor to go. I still can't use the elevator. I'm not really sure where we're gonna have to go this time. Maybe this way, but I don't know. It might have to do with that shelf over there, but I really have no idea. Well, fly back. Christ. Yeah, I don't like it. Okay, well, if I jump from there, what could I get to? I can't really get over here. Is it over there? Because that might actually be it. Sort of. We'll try that chest jump a couple times. I don't think it would lead to anything good, though. Although maybe I could just jump up there, right? Yeah, we made the jump up here. I wonder if that's gonna end up working. We'll see. Let's eat. You guys see how convoluted this shit is? It's really fucking sus, right? Like, we made the jump before, and now we're just struggling over and over again to make the jump again. So I'm just gonna fly up, and then we'll try to find the next step from up here. Yeah, it's poorly designed, early access game. Don't give it too much time of your day. You know what I mean? And then way is blocked. Okay. So I probably have to jump off like the right block. I certainly wasn't able to get up there. Yeah. GMC. GMS. Time jumping is blocked right here. Like, I can't really do it. Okay. I got here. Does this do anything for me, though? Possibly, if I running jump at that. Yeah, okay, we made it here. So we're almost at the top. Oh, this is the top. Okay, so we made it here. We did all the jumps properly at least once, right? We used creative mode to fly up every time we failed, but that's just for my sanity. Anyway, we need to try to kill this dragon up here now, and we'll be very likely to die in the process. He's gonna try to knock me over the ledge with a swooping attack. I have the glider. We did a lot of damage with the 2 hits that we've done. I just gotta stay close to him so that if he does the knockback attack, that I don't get like thrown off the ledge, you know what I mean? I do have the glider equipped. It might save me if I end up getting like plummeted down. And I could theoretically try throwing my spear at him, but I don't want to lose it, right? I don't know how his hitbox is or anything. But we'll take this fight like this and try to get it done. We seem to be doing fine anyway. Just stand near the edge, make it so he has trouble knocking you back, right? Maybe I could even just stand in the fucking middle. No, this attack. That one I need to avoid by time switching, I think. Okay. Maybe I'll charge up my spear throw now. It did some damage, like pretty much just under what my Falk's Blade hit would have done. I feel like the level design is smart. Like it looks cool, but they executed it wrong before delivery. You know what I mean? Like I feel like it just needs that extra bit of like TLC to make it less annoying and more fun. I like the time switching idea. It feels like they tried too hard to make it into Dying Light or some shit, and it didn't quite land the way they wanted it to. I'm having a hard time landing these melee hits. Maybe I should try to melee him with the spear instead. No, he didn't even have a hitbox there. Weird. Maybe I need to target the body and not the head or something. I got him that time. I kind of had to jump though. He's really hard to hit. Maybe I'll just go with the spear throws because that seems to be the most reliable accuracy that I can have. Yeah, I can hit him every time if I throw the spear. Yeah, it's reliable. It's more reliable than trying to hit him with the Falk's Blade, you know? Apparently, once I get him down to a certain level of health, he might land. I've never gotten this far before though, so, you know, great. Swoop. Yeah, he's doing the swoop attack. Gotta avoid that. That's the mega knockback attack that makes you like fly over the ledge, I think. The boss itself seems easy as shit. It's the parkour part that's really hard. But I mean, with steel armor, it's like any other fight, right? You're pretty safe from the damage. You just got to make sure you avoid that knockback attack that he tries to do. That one. Yeah, I find that we're getting the most reliable hits on him when we just throw the spear. So we'll keep doing that. He's doing the dive bomb again. Well, there goes that iron spear pretty much forever. At least after this, I don't really need more spears, but I'd hate to lose another one. Let's heal up a little bit. I still have 2 more iron spears, and eventually we would want to make steel spears anyway, so it's not too critical. And even then, I think this is the last story objective that's like available, so I do this and the game's essentially beaten, at least for its current state, right? See, that's stupid. I feel like the hitbox is way too random. I'm just losing my iron spears pretty much. You have to sacrifice them to the fight, right? He gives you other spears, like these rusty barb things, but it's, you know. Dodge the dive bomb. Eat. So far, the fight seems lengthy but simple. I'm hoping he'll land soon. All right, heal up. I wonder when he's gonna come down and I can melee him. Doing the dive bomb again. I managed to hit him while he was dive bombing. Maybe I'll just use the scrap spears for that. Okay. He hit me, but he didn't get to apply the full knockback, and I managed to hit him with the iron spear while he was dive bombing. Okay. God, this fight is long. By the way, if I turn down the ambient noise... Okay, that's entity sound level that's making that noise. He's below half health. So, I mean, you know, hopefully we're almost done. I'm hoping he'll, like, land, and then I can melee him for the rest. Oh, fuck yeah. Hit him in midair. He's dive bombing again. Not really sure where my iron spear landed. Worry about that later. Oh, I have it. Never mind. I'll try to melee him on a couple of passes, I suppose. I do a lot more damage when I nail him with the Falk's Blade. It's just really hard to get that hit. Looks like I can manage it more if I aim straight up. Probably could have hit him again there. Wish I didn't waste the opportunity. Yeah, you gotta aim straight up. Okay. God, this is so annoying. This fight's so grindy compared to, like, What's his name? Eyelidon. The Eyelidon fight is way funner than this. You know, because you're always moving around, you're dodging attacks. Like, this one's just stand there, get hit, and then attack him when he gets close. Yeah, it falls off. The fun level falls off with the late game story content. It's way better in the early game. Well, the early late game, like the Resonance Archives. All right, let's heal up. Okay. All right. It took a while to get this far, but he is almost dead. We'll just keep it, we'll keep it going. Try not to fuck it up, stick the landing. And 10 minutes from now, we might be finally rejoicing that I've beaten Whoa Permadeath. Whoa Permadeath. Yeah, this isn't grounded, but Wilderness Survival Permadeath. On Vintage Story. It's been a long time in the making. Well, the bow and arrows, they do a lot less damage though, right? Like, I might hit them more. I'd hit them a lot more, but I would have only had like 128 bow and arrows from the bow torns. Holy shit. It's getting pretty damn dark now, but we're almost done. Well, there goes my last iron spear, right over the edge. At least I still have these rusty ones. Nailed it. Alright, we're gonna have to either melee him with the Falk's Blade, or we're gonna have to rely on the rusty spears to deliver the killing blows. Oh yeah, right, you don't even need the bow and arrows because he drops rusty arrows. Yeah, so I guess you're right. You know, as long as you have a bow, then you have pretty much unlimited arrows that he just keeps on dropping for the fight. And you have the unlimited spears that he keeps dropping too. We're gonna want to heal up soon. Okay, let's heal up now while we're switching back. Fuck is that? So what, is the fight done? I guess so. I got the lens. I guess now I go home, huh? Ugh. Okay, well, you know what? We are gonna take this back to Tobias. May as well go see Tobias before we even go home. One thing that I find weird is that I never really got to use the elevator. Like, it looks like you can call it, but you can't use it. Now, probably there's like a little terminal down below where you have to repair it at, but yeah, it's kind of a buzzkill that it's not more obvious how to fix it. You know what I mean? Watch your step, buddy. No need to die here, right? We came so fucking far. That's a death drop right there. Okay, we're gonna have to find a safe way down. I mean, I do have the glider, but I'm not gonna just risk doing a triple Lindy, right? Let's heal up. Drop down. We're almost at the bottom. Well, I have to go visit Tobias. I know that he told me to visit him after I defeated the bird or whatever, so maybe we'll try bringing the lens to him and see what's, you know. Okay. Now, I could probably just teleport myself there, but we'll go there the usual way. Like, you know, we'll just do it normal. Easier to just drop down here now. Is there like a front door that I can open to this place? Because I'm wondering how the hell you're supposed to repair the elevator. Like that room right there, right? I never found out how to get the elevator working, and it's puzzling me. Yeah, that door has locking bolts. I want to figure out the elevator before I leave for my own closure. Nothing here. Yeah, I have no idea how to even fix the elevator. I'm not gonna worry about it, I guess. I mean, unless you're supposed to go, I don't know. Maybe the elevator doesn't even work yet. All right, yeah, let's get out of here. We need to head back to the sailboat and depart from this area. We're gonna go visit Tobias. I have plenty of food. And we have the lens. Yeah, hopefully, we got the lens from the top floor. Hopefully they tweak this a little bit. I love Vintage Story. This last quest just really does not land like the rest of the game does, though, right? I feel like the Resonance Archives is a story event done right. I think that instead of this parkour thing, I even like the boss, but what I don't like is the parkour thing. I think that they should make it so that you have to fight your way up the tower, and there's just crazy dangerous shit the whole way up. We're talking bellhead, shivers, double-headed drifters. Like, give me a trial by fire, not a trial by ire. You know what I mean? Like, don't just make me mad. Don't make me loop through a bullshit parkour segment, reaching across my keyboard to press Shift, W, spacebar, and Y at the same time. Like, you know, it's just so weird, right? At least we got it done, though. Like, I don't have to do it again for a very long time. Not until there's been substantial updates to the game. For all intents and purposes, guys, I have had a victory lap here. I have beaten Vintage Story Wilderness Survival Permadeath after 33 attempts of trying. Good morning, Claire. Good morning. You missed us beating the boss, but we beat it. They're gonna be coming out with a lot more story stuff later, but we've beaten all the story stuff that exists. So, for all intents and purposes, I've beaten what's in the game. I've beaten Wilderness Survival Permadeath. Now all that's left for us to do is generate different kinds of worlds, maybe tweak the custom settings to make the game harder, you know? You slept in long today, eh? Well, you must have needed it. Are you feeling rested? Oh yeah, you lost like liters of blood. You gave blood. But at least now, thanks to you, the vampires can eat. Okay, we are now out of that armor. Let's head back to the sailboat, and then we'll go visit Tobias. Tobias. Tobias is far, but honestly not as far as home is. Yeah, we can reach Tobias in an agreeable length of time. Hello, Mary. Hello, sister. How are you, huh? I mean, you know, if you're anything like me, you're kind of broken up about the news about Lee. And, you know, now we're definitely... I feel like this is our first shared community trauma. And now, every time somebody doesn't show up for a few days, we're gonna get that feeling, you know? Or a couple weeks or whatever. Me and Susanna, we're gonna reach out to that girl who owns the Remembering Lee Facebook page, and we're gonna try to find out when he died. And if we do, then we'll try to find out how he died after. In brighter news, though, Mary, we had a victory lap today. We beat Vintage Story Wilderness Survival Permadeath, finally. It's done. Lee was, he had such a strong presence, right? He livened up the entire chat room, and he engaged everybody. He was a big part of the community's, like, soul. And I know that if he was still alive, he'd still just be here today. Yeah, hopefully someone gets back to us eventually. I added a tribute to Lee, Mary, in the description of the stream. I'm gonna keep it there pretty much for the rest of the channel's life cycle. In memory of, you know? He apparently died sometime in mid to late 2025. Possibly 7 or 8 months ago. End of August, eh? I was looking through a bunch of my old streams trying to find... Oh my god, Mary. 50 memberships. That might be the largest amount that we have ever received in the entire history of this channel. God, when all those people stop receiving the memberships, everybody please show some love for Mary. That was huge. That is the biggest gift that's ever been given to this channel. For Lee, damn straight. Thank you. My God. Thank you so much, Mary. Thank you. And if Lee was here, he'd bitch about how you stole the show, and then he'd give me like 10 memberships just to try and, you know, try and level the score. Thank you so much. A lot of you might not have been around to know Lee, but he was a fucking wonderful person. Wonderful person. What is it that people say? We will never know his like again? Yeah, Lee was, you know, he was one of the people, Zelfer, who helped build the community. My very first stream that I ever did was Project Zomboid, and I think it was June of 2024? I'm not sure exactly. I believe Lee was my first ever Super Chat donation, too. Possibly, like, my first member, or first couple of members. Yeah, he was there since the very first stream along with Mary here. Well, hopefully, we live a good life and we get to see him in heaven one day. And he'll tell me all about how much he enjoyed the Darkest Dungeon series before we finally beat it. Lee used to say the most fucked up shit. Like, it actually bugged me at times. He'd be talking about, like, eating a girl out and finishing his plate. You know what I mean? He was raunchy, dude. but like raunchy in the funniest way. Like he always tried to elevate the mood of the entire room, you know? He was always trying to crack another joke and make it land. Whatever form his death took, I just hope it was quick. My late brother Ronnie, he died in a car accident when I was 23, and it was back in 2015, June 22nd, and he ended up, he was still conscious. He got hit on an electric scooter by a car that turned left into him. And he was still conscious after he got hit. The people on the scene said that he said his head hurt. And that thought was kind of disturbing when I found out about it. And I'm hoping that whatever happened to Lee, it was just sort of like a lights out situation, you know? Ideally, he would still be here, but the circumstances of one's death matter just as much as the circumstances of their life. The best we ever ask for is that they die in peace. At least some semblance of it. A Dwarf Fortress, I've heard a lot about it, but I've never played it. Lee was very lewd. Lee was extremely lewd. He was, we used to joke all the time because he was like Democrat leaning, and I was more like Republican, right? He was liberal, I was conservative. And he used to joke that I was turning him conservative and making him more like, I don't know, vanilla, right? I was constantly trying to push him to try and find a wife and get married, and he was like, no, I'm too free for that, right? But then there were other times where he was like, you know what, maybe I will try to find someone to settle down with. Whatever his fate would have been, I wish he could still be around to actualize it. And it just goes to show you, right? Like we take people for granted. Losing my late brother taught me that, and I forgot it, and Lee kind of reminded me of it. But life is not a guarantee. Tomorrow's not a guarantee. Susanna, her parents, my mom, every pet, anybody we love can die at any time to circumstances we can't control nor foresee. Any one of you, right? Any one of you, your loved ones, death is just lurking around the corner, selecting who's next without any discernment or judgment. Rich or poor, good or bad, apathetic or redeeming, hopeful or despairing. Like, death doesn't care. It's just gonna pick someone at random, and that's it. At an unpredictable time. It's horrifying. Anyway, Mary, thank you very much. Hey? I know it's gonna kind of be a low spirits few days, possibly even few weeks. Like, I feel like this is the kind of thing I'm just gonna hold on to for a while. But I'm gonna try, I don't know. I'm gonna try to take advantage of the low mood associated with the news. I'm starting a 7-day fast today, and I'm gonna try to just settle into it. It's bittersweet, really. We finally had our vintage story victory lap. And now I'm realizing, like, I've realized why Lee was never around to see the Darkest Dungeon victory lap. And it's sad, because he was always like, Tom, play Darkest Dungeon. And I was like, no, I hate it. It's RNG bullshit. It was. It was totally RNG bullshit, but eventually, you know, I found ways around the RNG and I learned the game enough to beat it. And that just, you know, I really wish he was around to see it. Maybe he did, right? Maybe heaven's real and maybe he did see it. I just won't know until I die too and see what's on the other side. Anyway, we have to go visit Tobias with this lens here. Let's deposit all of our shit. Once we turn in the lens to Tobias, Vintage Story's officially beaten. I'll keep this world. Probably go back home, teleport home. Maybe I could get some really awesome footage for like a tips and tricks video out of this. We have better video quality than we've ever had in the history of the channel. Our bitrate is nice and high. I've been sitting on the idea of going back to 1440p, but I think I'm gonna decide against it because there's a lot of games where they have to run at 1080, right? Older games, like if you're playing like the Devil May Cry HD collection, it kind of downscales, it forces full screen 1080, so easier that way, right? If it was suicide, there wouldn't be any online record, but we know that wasn't Lee, though. At least, I hope it wasn't. Yeah, we'll see later. Take care for now, Claire. I hope your therapy goes well, and hopefully we'll see you back here later today. I'm thinking Grounded 2 is the next game on the menu. Trying to beat that whoa permadeath, you know? Anyway, be safe, Claire. And you know what? The reason why I don't think Lee committed suicide is because he loved his pets so much. Yeah, he didn't kill himself. He couldn't have. He loved Ellie too much. And I saw there was a GoFundMe on that Facebook page to help take care of Lee's pets. Yeah, he never would have left them behind. That guy's will to live was strong. He had just lost his job, but he was actively seeking out future employment around the time that he passed, and I think he even found it. So, you know, he definitely didn't kill himself. That I know for certain. He wouldn't have left Ellie alone. And he lost his cat, Augie. I remember that. I remember Augie. He thought that Augie had gotten stolen by someone, because Augie just sort of never came home one night. Part of the reason why I want to do a 7-day fast is I want to make sure that I appreciate my life. So I want to do something really healthy to make the next little while feel a little bit better, right? I want to be happier, cleaner, healthier, just enjoy life more. Because it's either that or I wish that I was dead so that I couldn't be hurt by things anymore. And I think we all kind of grapple with that introspective bout where it's like, you know, it's the duality of existence. On the one hand, life is great and there's all sorts of sensations that we treasure. But on the other hand, it's horrifying, terrifying even. We don't know what happens after we die. Everybody's in denial of the abject horror of that. And like the chaos of existence and the way people can die. Like before it was tigers and it was bears and it was wolves and coyote packs, and now people died of car accidents and random heart attacks and pharmaceutical corruption, processed food causing all sorts of problems. Like, existence is terrifying. And I feel like right now, personally, discovering Lee's death, I'm at a precipice where I have two options. One of them is to sink into, like, what's the point? We're all gonna die anyway. Or the other is to dive headfirst into, well, if I do have many years left, I want them to be good and I want to appreciate them, because I know that's what Lee would probably wish for all of us, right? So I'm choosing the latter. A miniature bell? It's weird. Okay, it's been 5 centuries since I first saw him use this. I was young then, we both were. A mere farmhand and a lord's son in his father's library. By that point, he had already turned the room into his own workshop. Tobias looks back up. Sorry, the thoughts well up on their own from time to time. Thank you, my friend. With this, the brief hope flickers for a time longer, though it always seems to come at great cost. I am sorry to have put you through that, but it was worth the sacrifice to bring you here. In time, I will show you this prize was worth your efforts. You have monsters here, yet they do not attack you. How is this possible? You must mean Charlemagne and the other automations, or automatons. Don't worry, they're harmless. What's the worst they could do? Crush my frail bones into powder? I may have damaged Charlemagne. He'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Okay. He has items to trade. Ceiling lamp mounts, ceiling lamp shaft, strange gadgets, cartography books, interesting decorations for your base. I've got some questions about everything I just went through. What is the lens? It is the first true device he ever made, and from it, like a wellspring, all other miracles come forth. But what is it truly? What does it do? It is indeed a lens, or perhaps in a simpler metaphor, it is a window. The slightest window to another place, another time. We cannot step through, not yet, but one can peer through and see the strange, inconceivable landscape. The towers, the sheer edges, the metallic, rumbling beasts shifting and moving like clockwork. From there, he stole inspiration. He learned how to use the flux, how to simulate what he had seen, how to change the world. I have peered through it myself. The lens is clouded, dirty, and that world beyond is dark and dreadful. In his time, Jonas said it shone like gemstones. Why was this worth my struggles? We require information, you and I. I know more than you, perhaps, but not enough. Of all the knowledge I have gathered over these centuries, one thing haunts me the most. Our enemy is not finished. It comes for us again. Comes to eat the rest of me and the dream that we have realized. The rot, my friend. The rot returns, and these paltry survivors are not prepared. Even if they were, I suspect our past endeavor could not, should not, be replicated. What do you intend to do with the lens? I have theorized and researched much in this dark hovel of mine. With the lens, we might put such science into action. There is still more work to be done before it is ready, but I intend to reach beyond where even Jonas gazed. And when the time comes, I will need your help again. Your unique biology, or perhaps lack thereof, will prove vital to our efforts, I think. I believe I understand. What was going on back there in the Devastation? Sorry about that. I wish it didn't have to happen, but tearing a hole in the world is no simple feat. You tore a hole in the world? Indeed. Have you wondered why you awoke again after all this time? I awoke in that dreadful lazaret. Everyone was gone. The world had shifted. It took me many years to ascertain what had happened. Jonas was no help at all. From what I understand, when our grand machine awoke, everything was changed. Those who were nearby were lost, or worse, you and your fellows were lost beyond time, beyond this world. I needed your help, and so I poked a hole that you might leak back through eventually. A desperate gamble, but it paid off. So our character, the Seraph that we're playing as, his dog was Bentley, but he had two, Bentley and Ellie, right? I'm like 90% sure. Yeah. Maybe Ellie was the one that he lost. Right. You remember Bentley. Ellie was the dog where he came home and found it passed away. Right? And his friend like brought her truck to help him, you know, bury Ellie. It's a regular fast, just with coffee and water. 7 days. Yeah, Lee did have a dog named Bentley, but Ellie was the one that passed away. He honestly lost a lot. He lost Augie, not to death, but to her just like never coming home. And then he lost Ellie. Ellie passed away. Yeah. What was that monster? A beloved child. Now I understand the dismay he must have felt, seeing his creations grow strange. That is my Ariel, a guardian and companion I created to assist our efforts. She was bound to the tower and lost her mind when the devastation occurred. I grieve for her, but my heart still soars to see her wings in flight. What was that tower? A lifelong project for most. My companions and I built it over many years. Alas, many of them did not live to see it pierce the firmament, but that ruin is proof of their mettle. We succeeded in our task, and in doing so, forever destroyed that dear tower and the lands around it. What was that lazaret place? It was a truly cursed place. Jonas had begged me to travel there and hold on as I could. More than once I wished I had denied him and taken my life at the onset. When the rot seeps in deep enough, even that option is lost to you. So I laid there in my torment, amongst those too wealthy or too important to simply give the mercy they deserved. I'm sure you've seen the rot's procession. It slowly ate away at my limbs. By the time I could scarcely see the dim candles or the sunlight through the shaft, I knew it had finally reached my head. All I could do was wait for death. And perhaps I did indeed die, I cannot say for sure. Only that I woke up to a terrible rumbling of the earth and found the rot scoured clean. What was gone remained gone, but I lived. What can you tell me about me? Strangely colored skin, taller than previously if I recall correctly, lack of memory. Everything else seems as expected. You're the first I've seen. I wonder, do they all share such features, or is each instance unique? So what happens now? I'll need some time to figure out how to integrate the lens here. It shouldn't take more than a decade or two. I'd like a reward for my work. Help yourself to the chest in my vault behind the iron door. And now apparently I can make my own translocator with these plans. Silver, armillary, sturdy leather backpack, gold bits, a painting, a new painting, clay figurine, Ash forest storage vessel, 15 blue cloth. Don't really think I need the blue cloth, but okay. Looks like that's it. So I think I unlocked, hang on. Rickety translocator. Yeah, this, I believe the rickety translocator allows me to teleport back here to where Tobias is. So sometime in August, you say? He may have been gone around this time. This was late August. For now, Zelf, for now. I kind of wish I could look at a transcript of all of this from the live chat. He would have had the orange star. Well, he's here. See? This is one of the last things I heard about him. Kicking ass and taking names on my first day. It looks like they're going to have me working lots of hours and want me in Saturdays. Overtime, here I come. I'm just stressing about finding a vehicle, but that'll work itself out, hopefully. So he would have died any time between, like, here, probably. He's still here. taking my dog to the park. Be back later. Well, he was still around for Valheim episode 2. This may have been the last time I heard from him. I think so. August 17th. God, that sucks. All right, let's get out of here. We're gonna head home, end the series properly. This is the translocator where you appear once you link them. Yeah, Mary, I swear up and down. I swear up and down. I know about Bentley, but yeah, there was Ellie too. However, I do think that I mistook Ellie for Bentley. I think Ellie is the one who passed and Bentley is the one who survived on. And he was talking, you're right, he was talking about walking Bentley right before he passed. His last post in Discord was August 20th. Yeah, didn't he? Yeah, let's take a look. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. I looked at those ribs. I was like, damn straight, I want some of those. What really sucks is that everything I look back at, everything that I look back at, I can basically tell that I was so self-absorbed and just dwelling on my own shit, and I wasn't like involved while he was here. You know what I mean? And I feel like I still live my life that way now, where it's like I'm always so caught up in my shit, right? Like always. Oh, see, Mary, proof. I have proof. Bentley and Ellie. This is the one, see? Bentley and Ellie. Yeah. Right there. See, I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. Bentley and Ellie. Yeah. Damn straight. Yeah, I was doubting myself for a second. I was like, shit, did I really not remember? But I got it. I got it. That's everyone? Oh, true enough. I know I shouldn't feel any more guilty about it than other people do, but it does, there's something to say about how all-encompassing our lives are and how easily we get swallowed up in the daily monotony, right? And I really wish it was different. I wish that we could all just sort of spend more time playing video games and chilling in good spirits than busting our asses off just to maintain this power structure of fucking warlords and peasants, you know? Like it's all, like for some reason, I don't know if I'm just really cynical or not, but society kind of seems like a joke. Like it's a bunch of people with a whole bunch of sticks up their ass. We have false notions of what reality is. We choose to suffer instead of unification and the betterment of lives. And it just feels fucking weird. Backwards ass world. Maybe that's just me though. Maybe, you know, I don't know. I feel like we're wasting our lives, you know? I feel like the prevailing notion that we all carry is despair. Well, I still think you're crazy. Maybe a little bit. Fuck, man. It blows my mind that a couple months ago I was literally suicidal. And there's people who are dead who wish they were alive to enjoy another day. We got a long way to sail home. Oh. I know you do, Snap. I know you do. Crazy when I think back on it, actually. Like, When my brother died, I was swallowed up by my own petty shit. When Buttercup died, I was swallowed up by my own petty shit. When my grandmother died, I was swallowed up by my own petty shit. And now it's like Lee too, right? Like every single death in my life, I feel like I was focusing on the wrong things. And it's weird because I feel like that's what a lot of us default to. I just hope Zuzi doesn't die. Because God knows I'd be swept up in my own shit if that happened too. Oh, fuck. Cry me a river, right? Like, you guys need to listen to this. I'll get over it. I suppose what I can settle on is the notion that there's more to life than what we're living for. And that it's nobody's fault if they get swept up in the trivial menialities of it, right? Because we're kind of conditioned to place so much importance on those trivial menialities. Bills, taxes, employment, driver's licenses, as if any of this shit's something you take with you when you die. As if any of that shit's gonna comfort your loved ones when you're gone. Oh, that land formation is fucking weird. Look at that. That mountain is growing a tumor. Literally has like a bulge coming out of the side of it. I'm happy we got to use this shortcut at least once. It was a lot of work to shovel all that sand out of there. But the amount of work that we're saving because of this dugout area is fucking enormous. I might want to slow down the boat though. Yeah. It took a while to do this, but it's worth it. Because look at how far we would have to go if I didn't dig through this. Like, we don't even know how far I'd have to go up here. I'd have to go all the way around there at least. And then down here is no better, right? I would have to go this way. All the way around all of that. So honestly, digging this out, funnily enough, it seemed like the lower effort option. Now we're through and we're on our way home like usual. Yeah, we're gonna sail home. We're gonna place down whatever decorations we just got. And then we're gonna wrap it up. And then we'll try to figure out what else we're playing today. Probably Grounded 2, I'm feeling. Oh man, that's actually awesome. Okay. Am I moving? No, it looks like whenever I exit the game, like whenever I alt-tab out, we might not still be moving. Unfortunately, I was hoping I could just sort of like look at YouTube while we were traveling, but I can't. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, we beat Grounded 1, so I feel like God, we owe it to Grounded 2 to do the same. It took so many tries to beat Grounded 1. That was a long-term commitment. Very long-term. It was very hard to do. Busted our asses off trying to get that done. I remember the goalpost kept on moving for what I thought was insurmountable. Like at first it was like ladybug larva. The ladybird larva, right? The really dangerous ones. I thought they were fucking stupid. And then I learned how to beat them. And then I thought the Black Widow was stupid. And then I learned how to beat the Black Widow. And then I thought Director Schmechter was stupid. And then the Java-matic thing. I almost died during the Java-matic tower defense segment, even though I had the Black Ant pet. I still have that world. Like, we could hop in and we could visit Aunt Jemima's grave. Man, like, we lost Aunt Jemima right before Director Schmechter died, and then Uncle Ben had to carry us after that. Fucking tragedy, dude. We made a little gravestone for Aunt Jemima and everything. Yeah, my left lymph node is still kind of inflamed. I heard that there's a condition where, like, after you beat something, your lymph nodes can, like, glitch out and remain inflamed for, like, a couple months after the infection's gone. So I'm hoping that's all this is. I quit smoking because of it, right? I was worried about it. Hopefully it goes down. Doesn't hurt or anything, but I do have a couple of series that I have to finish. We got to the reactors in Abiotic Factor, and I need to progress through reactors and try to beat the game. Also, in Subnautica 2, we're decently far. And I wouldn't mind sticking the landing and trying to beat Subnautica 2, but I don't think that I can actually get like a submarine, which sucks. Like, I want a big-ass, dope-ass vehicle, and I don't think I can get one. Certainly no Cyclops or anything. While we sail home, I think I'm gonna put on the water for coffee. I'm gonna have to do it in stages because I don't really want to sail into a wall and get killed by a bear on some random island. It's a long fucking trip. All right. I really wish 7 Days to Die would get some updates, particularly the learn by doing, right? I wanted to play his pre-builds learn by doing mod, but last time we tried to play it, it kind of broke on us, you know? Like we had a really great series going, but then we got a glitch where all my action skills started leveling up way too fast. And unfortunately, Undead Legacy is basically a abandonware now, as far as I know. Like, he just won't finish it, right? So... All right, well, we made it to home waters. Wait, is the sailboat still moving even when... Yeah, it looks like it must still be moving. Okay. The visual doesn't update, but the sprite does seem to move. Either way, we're almost home. Well, we're finally home. It's been a long trip. Be right back. Okay. And there's home. All right, let's empty out the boat. All right. Translocator schematic. I suppose we'll just leave that right here. We have a new painting available. That's gonna go downstairs. It's an iris painting, apparently. Perfect. Clay figurine. I like it. Got some gold and silver. We have an amulet. What, can I not just like carry the glider? Huh. All right, let's go deposit it then. I'm assuming we can deposit it like in a chest. No? Okay, what if I go like this? Yeah, okay, so I can like put it on the ground. Fair enough. Kind of weird. I figured I'd be able to deposit it, but why can't I? Oh, that's why. I have a fucking item in it, apparently. Oh, wow. I didn't even realize that it had, like, storage space to it. Okay, there we go. We're gonna put the books near the bed, I think. Yeah. Reading material. Here we go. Noble amulet. I don't really think we have any room for this anywhere. And we have a noble amulet right there anyway. Okay. Let's continue depositing everything. Get unpacked. Okay, we got some iron bits. Rusty gears, lead solder bars. Quest maps. Spare bandages. Our storage issue is still pretty crazy. Maybe let's grab this and we can use it to store like bandages and shit. Thankfully, with the series coming to a close, it won't matter as much. So we'll put the steel armor and our spare bandages in there. And deposit the rusty gears right there. Solder bar, hang this up, soldering iron. Quartz chunks. How do I get him out? I have no idea. But I can't do shit with this guy harassing me. Yeah, how the hell do I get you out of here? Do I need, like... Do I need a rope to get the elk out? I mean, I doubt it, but maybe. What the fuck? That's a different type of rope from the rest of the stack. Okay. Get elk out of boat. Vintage story. Click on the fence post. Oh. Okay, well, that's how you do it. Let's get the elk inside. Can't I make him? Oh, okay, he's laying down. I want to put this elk medallion on him. How do I do that? I have no idea where to put it. Place on the brow. There we go. Okay. Close the doors. And let's empty the rest of the boat. Looks like it's empty. I'll leave him right there. And then I'll collect this armor stand and get it out of the way. Fuck yeah, decorative elk that just sleeps here between both armor stands. Sounds good to me. Gotta try to straighten it out, though. All right. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, well, looks like that's it. We're hanging our hat in Vintage Story. It's, for the time being, it's over. Elemental rebirth update to the bloodline. Fortunately, I only overboiled my water for the coffee a little bit. We've had worse. Okay, well, I don't think I'm playing the bloodline. Grounded 2 is a strong contender. No Man's Sky, I love everything about it, but somehow I end up personally getting bored of it after a while. It's hard for me to, like, stay interested in it. But I don't know. I mean, maybe that's exactly why I should revisit it and try to have some fun. But maybe Grounded 2 is the right call. Let me go finish my coffee prep. Yeah, Light No Fire is kind of up in the air. Anybody's guess as to what it'll be like. I always try really hard to get into Vintage Story. I just never quite can. Oh, look at that. Okay, this playthrough was 86 hours in order to reach the end of the available content. I'm really hoping that we have Undead Legacy soon. Really hoping that we have Undead Legacy. I really fucking want it. It's a damn shame that we don't have it yet. Um, God, he's been working on this for Alpha 21 since June of 2023. Unreal, dude. At least he's not deleting posts anymore. He used to delete posts whenever people asked about, like, where the hell is it, you know? Yeah, I gotta admit, I've lost like all respect for Subquake here. I mean, the mod better play like a fucking dream when it comes out. You know what I mean? It better be like the best 7 Days to Die experience that anybody ever has ever had. You know? It's yeah, I've lost all respect for him. Like, just he's been dicking around everybody for years now. Oh, it'll be done this Christmas. It'll be done by Easter. It'll, like, you know, just over and over and over again for 3 years, dude. Anyway, for some reason, the thought of continuing to stream today just feels weird. I honestly think that I might want to take like a day or two off, because I feel so strange, right? Like I have no footing right now, and I want to try to gain that footing. All right, I'm gonna try to adhere to my week-long fast. I'm gonna like just keep doing what I'm doing and doing it well, right? I'll keep exercising in the morning, keep taking my cold showers, try to do the fasting, and I'll see you guys either tomorrow or the next day. Just leave it with me. I'm gonna try to look for like some inspiration to get into some new experience, okay? Anyway, Mary, thanks again for that huge support. It's part of the reason why I'm able to take a couple of days and just think to myself for a bit about where I'd like to go with the channel. And yeah, everybody just say a prayer for each other. We already know Lee's in heaven, so he's fine. But, you know, hopefully we can contend with our despair while we're alive and have peace in death. All right. Take care, rock on, and peace out, everybody. I'll see you in a little bit. Yeah, I agree, Stereo. I agree. Trying to force it right now would not be wise. I need to... it might even be the case that like a full dopamine detox would be good for me, because then if I go into something that isn't traditionally as fun for me, like No Man's Sky, maybe it'll be more fun just by virtue of the fact that I did a dopamine detox, right? Yeah, maybe that's the best way to approach it, best way to handle it. Detox myself from dopamine in advance and then try to get into it. Yeah, we'll see. All right, well, goodbye for now, everybody. I'll see you when I see you.